Anyone ever needed someone to lean on? I would imagine everyone has. Anyone ever have somebody lean on you? Okay, so we're in the right place because this is about leaning on and that whole experience. And so today's talk title is Love in Action. Now, love in action is not 3 words. It's hyphenated, love hyphen in hyphen action. It is one word, love in action. So how many of you have ever volunteered anywhere and to help someone? Who hasn't, right? And how many of you have ever volunteered here at Unity Santa Fe? A majority. Well, the truth is, we don't have volunteers at Unity Santa Fe. No, we don't. You're not volunteers. You are sacred servers. And there is a vast difference between a volunteer and sacred service. There is a vast difference between helping and serving. So, sacred servers is the term that we call our love in action teams. And the leaning on me part reminds me of this story. One evening I was coming back from the shopping center, and as I approached my car, I noticed a person came and stood beside me. He was one who I considered as an unhoused person, and he didn't appear to have a home or a job or a car. And I expected that he would ask me for money, but he didn't do that. He only said, "Your car is very nice." After a few moments of silence, I replied, "Thanks." And then the inner voice told me, "Ask him if he needs help." After a short hesitation, he responded and said these 3 simple words that I'll never forget. "Don't we all?" It was a true discovery, and I also need help. Although I have money and a place to sleep, I recognize that we all need help. So I opened my wallet and gave him some money for a place to stay for the night, as well as for some food. But I understood that no matter how much achievements or money, luxury items, we all need help. And on the other hand, no matter how poor you might be, and problems, you can still offer your help, even if it's a nice word. Maybe that man was just an unhoused stranger, but to me he was more than that. Maybe he was sent by the highest loving presence to open my eyes, to show me that there is one thing among all values and achievements, which is important and irreplaceable. It is a true gift. It is the gift of giving. So we all get to lean on people and be leaned upon. Now, there is a very profound article called "In the Service of Life" by Rachel Naomi Remen. And normally I would dissect her reading and give you the gist of it, but she writes so eloquently, so I'm going to share with you portions of it. She writes, "In recent years, the question, 'How can I help?' has become meaningful to a lot of people. But perhaps there's an even deeper question that we must consider. Perhaps the question isn't, 'How can I help?' but 'How can I serve?' Serving is different than helping. Helping is based on inequality, and it's not a relationship of equals. When you help, you use your own strength to help those of lesser strength. People feel this inequity, and when we help, we may inadvertently take away from people more than we could ever give them. We may diminish their self-esteem, their sense of worth, integrity, and wholeness. When I'm helping, I'm coming from my ego because it's my strength. But we don't serve with our strength. We serve with ourselves. We draw from all of our experiences. Our limitations serve. Listen to this. Our wounds serve. Our limitations serve. Our darkness can serve. The wholeness in us serves the wholeness in others and in the wholeness of life. Service is the relationship between equals. Helping incurs debt. Someone might feel obligated that you gave to me because I'm needy. And then they have this idea of a debt. When I help, I feel satisfied. But when I serve, I feel gratitude. These are very different things. Serving is also different than fixing. When you see a person who appears to be broken, and I act from that, I'm not seeing their wholeness and their divinity and the integrity of life. When I serve, I see a person as a whole person, divine being. There is a distance between ourselves and whatever and whomever we're fixing or helping. It's a judgment. You don't have that much. I have more, so I'll help you. I'll give to you. That is helping. That is not serving. Serving is, I'm a divine being, and you're a divine being, and I'd like to share my abundance with you, another divine being. It is a total change of mind when we are in service. We cannot serve at a distance. We can only serve because we are profoundly connected and that which we are willing to touch. That was Mother Teresa's basic message. We serve life not because it is broken, but because it is holy. You feel that? I got the God bumps. The bottom line is that we can't fix, we can't help, because we're not really helping, and there's nothing to fix. All we are here to do is serve. Service is the work of the soul. Helping is the act of the ego. They may look similar from the outside, but the inner experience is different. Our service serves us just as much as it serves others. That which uses us strengthens us, and fixing and helping will deplete and create burnout. This is the key. Service rests on the basic premise that the nature of life is sacred, that life is a holy mystery, which has an unknown purpose. When we serve, we know that we belong to life and to that purpose. Fundamentally, helping, fixing, and service are ways of seeing life. When you help, you see life as weak. When you fix, you see life as broken. When you serve, you see life as whole. From the perspective of service, we are all connected. Lastly, fixing and helping are on the basis of curing, taking care of a problem that we perceive, but not of healing. In 40 years of chronic illness, I have been helped by many people and fixed by a great many others who did not recognize my wholeness. All that fixing and helping left me was wounded. Only service heals. Only service heals. See, there's no volunteers here at Unity Santa Fe. If you thought yourself as a volunteer, see it differently today. You are a God being here to serve other God beings. You are divine love, serving in divine love. So how many of you know how many Love in Action Sacred Server teams we actually have at Unity Santa Fe? How many? No, what, 9? Up. Come on. Work with me. What? 54. You're close. We actually have 28 sacred service teams at Unity Santa Fe. So how many of you are on one sacred service team? Just raise your hand. In the cyber sanctuary, you can raise your hand too. Nobody will see you, but we know your hands are up. How many of you are on more than one sacred service team? We got some people that just can't get enough serving, right? I want every person that has been in any form of sacred service at Unity Santa Fe to please stand. We want to acknowledge you for your service and give you some love. At this time, I would like to call up, can you go find Charlotte? Well, she can stop now. I would like to call up Rob Cairns and Charlotte Dry. They don't know it, but come on up here. Just stand here. Yes, you're on display again. Good. Rob and Charlotte, who is coming back in. Come on in, Charlotte. She runs out just at the perfect time. These two divine beings have been chosen by the Board of Trustees to be our 2023 Sacred Servers of the Year. Stand up. Stand up. Come on. I am not going to tell you all the things they do because we'd be here for another hour at least. But these two give, and they give from their heart. They are the epitome of a sacred server. They don't help. They only serve. And so this is a gift from the board, the community, and me to you as being the love that you are and the way you serve, as well as for you, my dear. So thank you for the gift of being who you are. Love in action. Now, we believe that every single person has a gift that you can give, because we are divine love, and everyone has a unique gift that can be given to others in service. So for those that may not have ever served here at Unity Santa Fe, I made sure to give you something you can pick up on the way out, and if you're in the cyber sanctuary and want a copy, it is the Sacred Service Program. It has a description of all 28 of these teams. Then it is followed by all the ministry team leaders, their contact information, so that you can take a look at this. I'm going to invite you to take this home with you, to read it, to pray on it, and ask Spirit where it would like to serve as you. It is serving as you. You're not serving. Spirit, by means of you, has a desire to serve others. So when you leave here today, I will invite you to pick that up. Marianne Williamson, in A Return to Love, says, no matter what we do, it can become our ministry. We are here to minister to human hearts. If we talk to anyone, see anyone, think about anyone, we bring more love to the universe. Any task or job can be a ministry as long as it is dedicated to love. Our ministry becomes a joyous experience for ourselves and others because we're letting that mysterious force guide us. We simply follow Spirit's instructions. We allow Spirit to move through us using our gifts and resources as we are guided to serve. My closing little story. It's called The Difference Between Heaven and Hell. I love the story about the man named George who died, and when he arrived at the pearly gates, St. Peter told him he was going to take him on a tour of heaven and hell. First, they took a tour of heaven. Peter and George arrived in time for dinner. It was a huge banquet table with the table sagging with the weight of these sumptuous entries. Everyone was laughing and talking and having a wonderful time. They looked happy and well-fed. George also noticed that everyone had the longest fork he had ever seen, about 4 feet long. Then Peter and George took off to hell. It was still dinner time when they arrived. The cafeteria in hell just looked like the same tables filled with food as it did in heaven. But there was no conversation. Everybody looked angry and resentful. And they looked like they were starving in spite of all the food that was in front of them. Again, George noticed that just like in heaven, in hell, they had 4-foot-long forks. George said to Peter, "What's going on? It looks like the food that they serve in hell is just the same as the food in heaven, but the people in hell seem to be starving to death. They're miserable. What's the difference between heaven and hell?" St. Peter replied, "In hell, there's no spirit of giving or of service. In hell, everybody looks out for only themselves, and they only think about themselves. So their forks are 4 feet long, but they pick up their food, and they can't get the food in their mouth, so they are starving. In heaven, everyone has the same 4-foot-long forks, which are too far to feed themselves, but they want to serve each other. When someone is hungry, all they have to do is ask the person on the other side of the table to use their fork and pick up the food and feed them. And some people don't even have to ask. In heaven, they feed each other. In hell, everyone is engrossed with looking out for number one, that no one seems to think about serving someone else. You are love in action. You came here to serve. Remember that you are the divine serving the divine. You are the divine, here to reach out to the divine in others. Let us reach out to one another in love as love, because it's who we are. And so it is. Namaste.